My name is Brian Warpup. I'm with Warpup Farms,
I'm Darren Gagline. I'm with Warpup Farms.
and we are located in Warren, Indiana, and we farm between Liberty Center, Warren, and Markle. We farm corn, soybean on a 50-50 rotation. Let's see, I would say that my role is probably, I manage everything, I guess. That's probably what we all operate equipment, but my primary one is probably the management. What's your role?
My role probably changes on a day-to-day basis. Harvest-wise, I'm running more of the operation on the farm itself at this location, the dryer, grain bins, trucking, moving things around. So he's in the combine, everything's kind of running smooth on the back side of it. In springtime, it's loading the planter.
We all do everything.
We do everything to make it as smooth as possible.
So from my perspective, it's easier today than it was 25 years ago because I'm older than everybody else, or one of the oldest. So it's easier that way, but sometimes it can be difficult. But I think most of the time here we all get along. And it is a struggle sometimes working with family, but I think all in all we get along pretty well.
I'll also agree with that. Some days everybody's a little more grumpy than others, but that's just going to happen. But with family-wise, you kind of know who is good at what. It's not that surprise of having somebody new come in and they're not very good at this project or this thing, the task of the day. So I think it's a little bit more, I guess, easier on my side to work with family, just because we do normally get along.
Fourth generation farm here at Warpup Farms, so it's been around pre-1900. We worked with my grandpa, my dad, and we started. So as a kid, I can remember we were probably 500 to 700 acres when I was a kid, and then I think when I decided to come back to the farm and Grandpa started stepping away, I think that's kind of when we accelerated the business side to start getting bigger faster, and then when Darren came on, it just kind of complemented a lot of things that we were doing, and so we're probably 5 times that size now than when I was a kid. I think things are easier to operate today. I think technology. I mean, I've been on the farm for over 25 years. And it has changed so much in my 25 years that I've been here. And it makes it easier, more comfortable, we're more efficient. But I would say technology overall, and that kind of encompasses many aspects of equipment in the farm, but that's probably the biggest change that I've noticed.
I'll second that. My grandpa was 92 when he passed away. But I would say before that, technology let him farm a lot longer than what it would have if it didn't happen, because auto steer made it a whole lot easier for these older generations to keep farming. And I think we see that now is the fact that we don't see the younger generations taking over as early, because the farmers can farm a lot longer. So the thing that he has seen when he started farming, my grandpa, till when he passed away, was so much. And I feel like I won't see that much change that they seen, but we don't know what's coming. So that's.
Our grandfather picked corn by hand when he was 7 years old.
Yeah.
Any aspect of technology, whether it be auto steer, not just auto steer, I would say satellite technology, GPS technology, I would say, and implementing that in all of our equipment. I'd say most recently, it's that I can get on my phone and know what all of our equipment is doing all the time, whether it be it needs fuel or where they're at, where their location is, how much they've got done. That just makes us so much more efficient, and we do it with less people. I mean, there's as many people on this farm as there was 50 years ago, and we're farming 3,500 acres with the same amount of people. And the old ways.
I don't know. I mean, I will say it's like, I'm going to say on my side, it's like having kids. I like the new that's coming. I don't necessarily always want to go back. Yes, there's things that I don't love. I guess for me, it's trucking for us, because back in the day, we never had the semis and to truck all of our own grain away. And now we tend to send trucks to Decatur or Bluffton, and then they're sitting there for 2 hours. And long time ago, that trucking was done by another business, not by the local farmer. So I don't know.
That's part of the big business. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not. I mean, we're still a family farm, but it's changed, to more of a business in my generation. He bought a John Deere 4020 in 1966. I think that might have been the last new tractor that he ever bought. It's still here. Everybody around here has driven the 4020.
Yeah.
I would say that was probably my first piece of equipment that I drove, 4020. But
Yeah.
once my dad let me in the combine, I can't get out of the combine. That's that's my favorite piece of equipment.
Yep.
Apply to a lot of people, to millions, a billion people around the world, a safe, good food supply, and it's what we do every single day. And I think that's sometimes a misconception with a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So this was taken probably 6 or 7 years ago. This is me and Darren. Darren's boys, my son. This is our grandfather. This is my dad, and that is my brother. These two are no longer here, but we're the ones that took over after they left. This is my mother and Darren's mom, which is my aunt, and this person right here is her dad. So that's her affiliation here. But I'll even go back to the 4020. I think everybody up here has driven the 4020. I can remember watching my aunt drive the 4020 when I was younger. My mom used to be the combine operator before I was the combine operator and worked down ground. So she was pretty actively involved before I got here. So yeah.
Yeah, because I can remember Javonda teaching me how to run a disc back in the day. And that was before auto steer, so that probably wasn't the straightest thing I did. But
I remember when we bought the 4020.
I don't.
yeah, I don't either.
My name is Reese Gegwine, and I'm 11.
My name is Isaiah Gegwine, and I'm 13.
I personally want to be a farmer.
My future, I kind of want to be an engineer, just so I can help out.
My favorite thing to do on the farm is run the grain cart.
I like to just help around with my dad, and I don't know, just drive the Ranger around.
Work hard. Don't be afraid to take a risk, because if you don't take risks, you're always going to miss your chance. And so when you get a chance to do something, whether it be buy a farm or buy a piece of equipment or expand or change your operation a little bit, don't be afraid to take that risk, because if you don't take it, you may not benefit from it 10, 20, 30 years down the road.